Hello everyone, Miguel here from Unique Web Designer, and welcome to episode number 25 of Boost Your Business. And for this video, we are going to go over a life coach website, and we're going to see if there are things on that website that we can change in order to increase the conversions. As always, the goal of this series is that by you going over these websites live with me, I don't edit these videos or anything, you can find little nuggets and pieces that you can implement on your website in order to increase your conversions and thus get more money in your pocket. So I already have a search going for us, and it's Fort Lauderdale Life Coach. So let me get myself out of the way as always. And at the top, we probably have some franchises, as you can see, like Life Coach, Certification Coach, or so on, Your Healing Temple. So I'm just gonna go down and try to see one with a name. So we have Coach Brayling, Amazing Transition, and Hannah Harling. So let's hopefully I'm saying this name right. And let's touch up on the Google Business profile a little bit. So it looks nice. It's filled in. So she has the directions. She has book to book an appointment. Definitely nice. She has the phone number, and she has 7 reviews, all of them 5 stars. So that's definitely good that she has only 5-star reviews, but it says that she's been around for 7+ years. In other words, I would imagine that she's dealt with hundreds, if not thousands, of clients, and she could just touch base with a lot of those clients and say, hey, I would really appreciate it if you guys left me a review. And she could probably easily have 50 to 100 reviews. And the reason why that's important is because, like, let's say I was to work with her and she say, hey Miguel, do work your magic, get my website converting, get me high conversions. And I go on the website, I do all my magic, yada yada, woo, make it look real nice, but then nobody's going to the website. Okay, so what's the point? There is no point. The number one thing is, yes, you want to have a good base, you want to have a nice website, especially as a small business owner, because it's very important, your branding and what you're putting forth to potential clients. But at the same time, you have to have traffic going to the website. And one of the easiest ways is by increasing the number of reviews that you have on your Google Business profile. And if you see the people that are above her, so one person has 61, the next person has 33, the next one 14, the next one 22, the next one 8, then 18, 8, 8, 7, and 7. So think about that. The number 1 has 61. In other words, they have the most. The number 2, they have 33. And then from there is like a huge drop off. 14, 22, 8. So in other words, if she just contacted all the people that she's touched throughout the years, through the 7+ years that she's been around, and she can get 50 of those people or even 20 of those people to contact her, she may move up to number 2, number 3. And that's definitely a huge boost, a large enough difference that she will see that in the traffic that she's getting to the website. So let's go ahead and go to her website and see what she has going on. Let me shrink this so I'm not so big that I'm in the way. So this is common to see when it comes to life coach, kind of like the water, because it's like tranquility, easiness, meditation, and those kind of things. So it's kind of like peaceful. And so this is nice. Now let's let go of what's weighing you down and show up for yourself lighter and brighter. So this is very nice. Now the one thing that I would change is she's a life coach. And let me just make sure. So she has on-site services, and then she has direction. So yeah, so her profile right there, you can see a life coach. So one thing to go back to SEO, this is nice. There's nothing wrong with this. I would 100% keep it. I would just maybe shrink it so that it's not taking up all the space above the fold where I'm actually putting in text. And then I'm gonna have, say, personal life coach or local life coach or in-house life coach. So something that says life coach. And the reason why I would do that is because Google right now, just by looking at this, and this is probably the heading of her website, Google is thinking, okay, so what is this website? Google can only interpret what we give it. Google is not a person. This here is for people. People understand this. Google doesn't really understand that. But if we say life coach, award-winning life coach, local life coach, mobile life coach, or whatever type of coach she is, like, life coach, specializing in XYZ. And then we have this information. We're touching base with Google and we're touching base with our clients. And, Google is the one that's going to get us the traffic. So we definitely want to make Google happy. And then our clients are the ones that are going to give us the money. So we want to make our clients happy. And that's the best way that you can kind of like harmonize everything and make everybody happy. Give some to Google, give some to your potential clients and your visitors, definitely. So I'm definitely changing this. Another thing that I'm changing, which I don't see anywhere, this is definitely a nice website. It's kind of like peaceful. So it's nice as a life coach. That's definitely the vibe that you want to have. But I don't see a phone number anywhere. She has a book session right here, book sessions, but it's no different than any of her buttons over here, any of the links. The contact is also the same. So nothing is popping out telling me, hey, this is what I want you to do. This is what you should do next. So definitely book sessions, which is the only call to action that I can kind of like interpret right now. I'm making that pop. I'm definitely making it pop. I'm making it a button that's different. Kind of like if you look at my website, my phone number is different than everything right next to the menu. So this is all my menu, which she has, is very nice. But over here, my phone number is different. In other words, hey, if I'm looking at this, it's kind of like my eye automatically sees that there's something different over here. So when I look, it's a phone number. If I'm interested, I'm going to call. Same thing she could do over here. If I was to be looking right in the middle, I should be seeing something over here, like on the top right, that's popping out. That my eyes just thinking like, oh, I got to look. And boom. Then right there can be her book session. And that right there, that alone would definitely improve her conversions. The logo is nice. It's kind of like handwritten, so it's definitely very nice. And another thing that I would do, I would probably have like a form. So I'm assuming, let me see what happens if I book a session. Okay, so set appointments. It takes people to an application with all of her different options. So spiritual life coach. So right there, so she's a spiritual life coach. So you notice how at the beginning I mentioned was she could focus on the content that she's gonna write so that Google understands her website can be specific to the type of coach that she is. So she's a spiritual coach, restorative. She does restorative, holistic. And okay, so she could go for one of those two derivatives of being a life coach. And whichever one she gets the most clients from, I would just focus on that one on the homepage, and then have like a separate services page for that second and third and fourth and fifth different types of life coaching. And that's just to help Google like understand, okay, my main page, I want this. My secondary page, I want to rank for this. My third page, I want to rank for this. Whereas if we put everything on one page, Google is just gonna get confused. Kind of like on mine, if you see, this is what I want to rank this website for, or this specific page. Fort Lauderdale web design. Everything from there down is supporting that. Fort Lauderdale web designer. Fort Lauderdale web development done right. Web design agency reviews. our comprehensive web development services. So we already told them it's in Fort Lauderdale, but everything we're talking about is web design, web development, and so basically everything is supporting our main topic, our main point. And this is one thing that she can definitely do. She can try to focus on one keyword or phrase that Google understands, that Google is going to actually rank her for, and then have supporting information below. And so Hannah changed my life. Natasha T. Now, one thing this is good, but as always, I always mention to small business owners, whenever you have text with a name, some people may think, oh, is that made up or is it true? She could just pull her Google reviews and show them right on here. And we do this on our website, as you can see. And some of these will have a business, some of these will have just the name, some of them will have the name and an image. So basically, these people know that they're real reviews. They can go to the Google business profile and see the reviews, confirm the reviews. They can even click on the person's name and actually see what like the number of reviews that person has left. And whereas here it's just text and a name. So it's kind of like you want to create more connection with your audience, with the people that are arriving at your website. One of the easiest ways is definitely showing reviews. And there's nothing that's saying that this is a fake review, obviously. But if people can verify this review, they're going to put more weight behind it. And they're going to connect better with you. If they see an image behind the review, they see a business name, a local business name behind the review, they're going to say, oh, wow, okay, this is definitely the real deal. Whereas right here, looking at this, they can be like, oh, that's nice, Natasha left a review. So that there's a big difference. And then also you're gonna have those people that are skeptical about everything. And if they don't see a business name, they don't see an image, they're just gonna say, oh, they probably just made that up, and then just leave the website. So just keep those little details in mind when it comes to your website, because all the little details combined definitely make a huge difference. And so let's keep going now. Are you making choices today based on what happened yesterday or even years ago? Okay, so she has her book now. One thing that I would do, the book now button is definitely nice. And this is one thing that I always recommend. If you want to convert well, have calls to action throughout your website. But if you see the book now, it's not really popping out. It's just the same as everything else. It just has like a circle around it. Make it pop. Make it a different color. Like if you go to any website, like let's say Walmart.com, they have buttons. What do they want you to do? They want you to do a search. If you click on an item, I just clicked on a random item. I don't know what to expect. Look, there's a button, and it's different than what's on that image. Add options, add. In other words, they're making the buttons pop so that you know, hey, here's what we want you to do. This is where we want you to click so that you get the item that you want. Over here, hey, make this button pop. Make it pop so that people know, hey, click here. Don't guess, don't think, don't like try to make up your mind or whatnot. Here, right here, click here. Find out about my service and then we'll talk. So make sure that any button that you have pops out. And benefits of energy healing. Okay, so she lists the benefits. So this is good. One thing that I would probably try to implement just to have some interactive features here, I would have images that explain all of these different things. And the reason why I would do that is because I know that when people see images, they stay on the page longer. And Google likes it when people stay on the page, because when Google sees people are spending more time on your website than someone else's website, they're going to think your website is more useful. It doesn't mean that you have more information. It doesn't mean that you're selling more. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that Google itself, the algorithm, the Google algorithm, the one that's going to send traffic out to all the life coaching websites, that algorithm is going to think your website is more useful because people are spending more time on it. And if you see nowadays, people are spending more time on their phone looking at images, looking at videos, looking at basically memes and all that kind of stuff. And on your website, if you have lists like this, you can just make them a little bit interactive. Have an image like showing, okay, feel lighter. Have like it could be an icon, it could be an image of somebody that feels lighter. Then increase in personal power, energy, and vitality. Okay, have an image of somebody that's happy and looks kind of powerful, and so on. So you could definitely do a lot with this section right here that goes beyond just having text. And not that the text is bad, it's just that this is an opportunity of going beyond, of getting people's attention and keeping them entertained on your website. And then obviously you can sprinkle your buttons, your book now buttons, which is going to get people to actually do the action, the call to action. It's going to make them, okay, let me click here. Oh, I like all these images. Wow, these people look happy. This one looks kind of like they were sad, but now they're happy. And this one looks energetic. This one looks connected. This one looks peaceful, and so on. And then a button right below it. Boom. Book a section. Book a consultation. You know, whatever that call to action is going to be, have it sprinkled out. And so let's keep going down. So meet Anna, life coach, energy healer, life changer. So to be honest, here's what I would do, and this will do wonders for the conversions of this website. So she's nice looking. She is definitely photogenic, as they say. Now, the number one way to connect with people is having an image of yourself on your website. And you can have images of yourself, of you providing your services, of you and your team and whatnot. Those things connect so much better than anything else that you can think of with potential clients. And another benefit is that whenever people see you, they feel more at ease when they call, because they already have an image of who you are in their head. And it's kind of like going up to a stranger. When you go up to a stranger, it's kind of like your heart starts pumping and you don't know what's gonna happen. But if you've already seen that person, even though you've never interacted with them, it doesn't feel like they're a stranger. And so it's easier for them to contact you if they see you. So here she is. I would just put this image and this information up here, right here. And if you remember, I said that she should put in like life coach so that Google understands at the top, and make it bold, make it the header. So I'm having her image, put in the name, put in the type of coaching that she does, and then I'm having this to the side, still there, but just not the only thing of interest. And obviously I would add a button somewhere just to have that call to action. And because she is so photogenic, like honestly, I would have her image in 2 or 3 different places throughout the website. Why? Because her image is pleasing. So anybody going to the website is going to feel comfortable by seeing her. So, and if you're a life coach, that's the number one thing that you want to create, is for that person to feel comfortable with you. And if you have a nice image, definitely show it. Put it in front of everybody, because that's going to get that person more kind of like to be more familiar with you and have more willingness to contact you and have you provide, your coaching services to them. And so here she mentions energy healer, life coach, Reiki master. So she definitely has a lot of talent. But one thing here you see is mentioning everything. So if the Google crawlers came here, it's not a person. If they see all of this information, they're like, okay, so what am I going to rank her for? What should I decide she really is? Now, if we were to say, okay, let's just say life coach on the homepage, we're gonna focus on being a life coach. We're gonna mention different types, but we're gonna say it's a life coach, and then we're gonna have separate pages where we're gonna say, okay, energy healer, Reiki master, I believe that's how you say that. Chakara, reprogrammer, clairsentient. Yeah, this is beyond above my pay grade, so I don't know how to say this. And so, but basically, it's like having a page for each of the different types of services that she can provide, and thus Google is going to understand, okay, this website is a life coaching website. However, they do this, they do that, they do this, they do that, they do that. And because you have a specific page for each of the services, Google will understand it. Okay, well, which page should I rank for this? Okay, the page that's focused on that. Right now, Google cannot rank this one page for everything. Why? Because all the information in this page does not support each service. But whenever you have a page that supports that specific service, all the information on that page is telling Google, this is what this page is about. This is what this page is about. So Google says, okay, I can rank this one for that. I can rank that one for this one. I can rank that for that. And so on. So moving on. Services, holistic energy and healing. And she has the pricing. I always like it when people have their pricing. And the reason being is that, like in my business, I get a lot of calls from people just asking, hey, how much for a website? And it's kind of like going to a car dealer or calling a car dealer and saying, how much for a car? How much is a car? If I don't get information about what type of website, how many pages, what do you want? Do you want things interactive? Do you want custom graphics? Do you want this? Do you want that? If I don't have that information, I cannot give you a price. So on my website, I have our pricing laid out. And yes, there's still customization, obviously based on what you need, but you can get a ballpark idea of what it would cost for us to create a website for you. In this case, she's telling you it's $225 for 3 hours. Or no, $225 per hour, or 3 sessions for $525. So she's telling you exactly what the pricing is. There's no guessing. If you're shopping around from pricing, you already know her pricing, you can go to the next guy. Or if you come here and you see this pricing and you're like, oh, that's doable, then you just contact her and you ask about the service, you come to an agreement, and voila. Whereas if you don't list your pricing, people are going to start guessing in their head, then they're going to call you, and if your pricing doesn't necessarily match what they have in their head, that's it. You lost that client. It's very difficult to basically change someone's mind once they have an idea in their mind. So keep that in mind. If you can, now I know that there are services where you just can't provide a pricing, but you can get, like if you're a plumber and you do hourly, just say what you charge per hour. Or if you're a roofer, okay, now obviously a roofing job can be from $100, let's say a small patch, to $50,000 if you're doing the entire roof. So it's definitely difficult. But if there's any way that you can have like a calculator where people can put in the size of their home, they can pick the material or whatnot and get an idea, then that's also nice. And not to say that you have to have pricing, but if your pricing is straightforward, like this one, like mine, like say if you're a pool cleaner, or if you do like some kind of maintenance, if your pricing structure is easy to understand, have it on your website. Definitely put it on your website so that you can get through that first rejection that you're going to face with most people. Pricing. Okay, so she has the book sessions. Are you feeling pain or tension in your body? That's your body talking to you. Remember your true inner being. Listen to your intuition and expand your awareness. So that's good. Weekend retreat for Lauderdale Beach. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love Fort Lauderdale. So I love the beach. So I guess she has a weekend retreat in Fort Lauderdale Beach somewhere. So that's very nice. Learn more. Once again, the button. Hey, make this button pop. Make the button pop. If like I was intrigued just because I like the beach, but if someone wants to come here and they're reading and they're like, "Oh, weekend retreat, that sounds nice," I'm gonna make sure that person sees that button like pop, so that that person can just, hey, okay, boom, click on that button and get that information. So let's see, light body movement class. Okay, so there's a class. This is, I don't know who this is, but coming soon. And boom, if you have a question, fill out this form. I have a question, book a session. Okay, so good. If I accept here. Okay, so the footer, she just has, if you have a question, here's what to do. One thing that you can always use the footer for, and this Google likes, is important links. So the important links on your website, you can have it on your footer, so that if somebody was to scan your website, get to the bottom, still not sure what to do, they may click on your links and continue to find out more about your services, your brand, and what you guys do. So definitely do that. And so we come to the bottom of the page. So for this website, this is actually a very nice website. It's peaceful. It has enough information where people understand where they are and what they expect, but it's not well laid out. If she added her image at the top, make sure that Google and everybody getting to this website understands that she's a life coach, the type of life coach that she is at the top. Beautiful. She can keep the message on point, no problem. She can definitely leave it here. Just shrink so that it doesn't take up all the space, and add that information that we just discussed. Definitely making the book session button more poppy, so make it pop out, and maybe even adding a phone number. But if she prefers that people book a session instead of calling her, that I understand. I would always recommend having a phone number, but if you don't want to, definitely just make that book session button pop out. And then the reviews, definitely have the reviews come from Google, and in her case, try to get more reviews so that she can start ranking higher. And then everything else is just definitely making the buttons pop all throughout. And then in this section right here, I'm just making it interactive, adding some images. And I would definitely recommend that she puts more images of herself, because that's going to create a personal connection with anybody coming to the website. And the fact that she's like a photogenic person definitely helps her out when it comes to making that connection, because it's kind of like, if you're looking at something that nice, whether it be a person, a car, anything, your eyes are feel at ease. Your energy is better. So if she's photogenic, so definitely people that come here, they see her, they're like, well, she looks happy, well, she looks peaceful, she looks this, she looks that, and she looks nice. Okay, so that's what I want. So definitely she's the one that I need to call. So keep these things in mind, and also keep in mind, like, a lot of the things that I mentioned may seem small, but if you combine one tiny little bit like this with one tiny bit like this, you get this much change. And then when you get that much change, and then you combine another tiny piece like this with another tiny piece like this, you get this much change. And eventually you get this much change. And then you can go from a 1% conversion rate, which means out of 100 people that come to your website, you get one person to become a client, to 5, 10 people becoming clients from those same 100. So even though you don't do anything else, just from the traffic that you're getting, if you increase it by 5%, by 2%, that's double. From 1% to 2%, that's double. That's 100% jump. From 1% to 3% to 5%, 500% jump. So every little bit counts. Don't think that anything is too small for you to care about, because the better conversions you have, the more money you're gonna have in your pockets, and the less money you have to spend on marketing. Because if you're already getting traffic and you can convert more of that traffic, it's more bonus for you. So hopefully you guys found this video interesting and something useful that you can implement on your website. As always, if you have any questions, or if you have a website that you want me to review, leave a comment, contact me on the website if you don't like leaving public comments, and let me know the URL, and if there's anything specific that you want to know about your website, and I will do a video review just like this, where I go over everything live. There's no editing of these videos or anything. And that being said, please like the video, subscribe, and be sure to share it with anyone that you think might find it useful. And as always, Unique is out.